Hello, don't know where this reading's going today. I am using Wonderland in Tarot deck. I've got the Light Seers deck as clarification if required. Energy Oracle deck. I've pulled 3 Oracle cards. Energy Oracle deck by Sandra Ann Taylor. Threads of Fate Oracle card, and Oracle Angels deck. Oh, that's popped out there. So 2 of Pentacles. Bit of juggling might be going on, a bit of balancing the books, couple of little teacups swirling around there with little yacht things. 10 of Swords. Can feel like a sense of betrayal, the ending of something. Looks in the right mess there, doesn't he? Yeah. Juggling, sense of betrayal. 4 of Cups in reverse. Yep, feel like this is like a loss of stability. Something where you feel a little less grounded. You might have not been able to see past something. You might have been confused. It might have been like a puzzle that you're trying to solve that you can't organize. And the Chariot in reverse. So you could have been affected by some issues of willpower and just not feeling that the momentum behind your actions is there. So perhaps you're just in a bit of a sticky glue-like situation because of an ending. 9 of Wands, yeah, a bit of a difficult time. So you are coming to the end of something. Something's happened. It's caused a bit of a feeling of betrayal, and you have been going through it a little bit. Normally in this card, he's got bandages over him. He's wounded. You're feeling a little battered and bruised, and there was something you couldn't see, and this 4 of Cups means that you can't see it. Normally it's like you're not looking at it. I feel like you are coming to a phase where you are going to be able to see the way ahead, but at the moment you're not getting that feeling of forward going movement really. There's been a bit of that. Usually what happens, it sort of picks up in as we go along. So let's see what's happening, because you're nearly at the end of this difficult time where you're sort of persevering. Yeah, we had the juggling card here, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So you could well feel that you're not in the best place financially. The Queen of Pentacles can often be, you don't have to be a female, but can often be the archetypical working mother, single mother, juggling everything, pulling things together. And when she's in reverse, she's a bit frazzled. She's just put a little bit too much into everybody else's life. She's juggling her money. She's also juggling all the responsibilities of her family. So whether you're male or female, you probably are feeling the stress of something, and there might be an element that has meant you felt a little let down, or you know, actually not just felt let down, you have been let down, and you're really starting to feel that now. So I mean, before we even look at the others, we're finding that you need to be taking that time to not put so much into yourself. The King of Pentacles, her counterpart, would always keep something aside for herself. So whether it's a little bit of money set aside into savings, or whether it's energy that you're putting into someone else, you really do need to take a little rest, my dear, because It's exhausting. Yeah, the Emperor. So the Emperor, it could be that you are overworking in a job. That could be your boss. It could be that you actually need to structure and delegate. And if you are feeling a little frazzled, you might really need to do that, because the Emperor is that leader. It's that person that has a bigger vision. So rather than getting caught up in the daily hassles and stresses of life, you need to look at a little bit beyond that and about where you're going, what your plan is, pare down your life to the essentials, try and work out what it is you need to do, rather than, you know, maybe you're being busy doing something that's not being very effective, and you need to work out what the strategy is to become more effective. And I feel like, in particular, an Emperor would not get himself over frazzled and overworked and disconnected just because he's trying to do everything for everybody else. He will have people doing things for him. He will know the clear plan. And right now, Queen of Pentacles, you, in reverse, you need to be looking at that bigger picture and realizing that without you, your own personal immediate circle, friends, family, children, lovers, are not really going to get the best from you, because nobody can fully function when they're depleted. And so I'm believing this is really all about self-care and about looking after yourself and recognizing who you are. The Lovers in reverse. Yeah. So it can be a disconnect between business partners, between romantic relationships. There was this element of betrayal, so perhaps you've put a lot into a company and they've let you go, or you've not benefited from it, or you really are very frazzled, or you're not earning as much as you might because there's a bit of juggling. There's finances, juggling a lot of different priorities. And it could also mean the severance of a friendship or relationship, romantic or otherwise, because this pairing that once was close is no longer close. And it could be that you've had to distance yourself from that to be able to move forward and stay focused on the important things, stay focused on what you're trying to build. Feels a little heavy for me. Oh, two come out there. Oh yeah. Three of Swords, which is heartache, and the Four of Swords, which is healing. So they came out together. How absolutely perfect is that? So there's been something. You've been let down. You've been betrayed. You are frazzled, disconnected, not giving yourself enough time. So this is the signal that you need to take this time out to heal. And I'm feeling that there needs to be a sense of authenticness, not just putting on a exterior, but actually making sure that in order to become the upright Queen of Pentacles, you need to focus on yourself very highly. Is very important, because you're so close to the end and you're so close to burnout. It's very important that you are able to focus on that. That's hard to see, really. That's some form of angst and distress, really. Temperance, yeah. Need for balance, yeah. So there we see Alice, you know, eating a little bit of the mushroom to grow big when she needs to grow big, and, you know, drinking, or whichever way around it was, when she wants to be small, she's taking what she needs to achieve what she needs to achieve with her best interests at heart. So finding this balance, finding a way to become who you need to be for yourself, not who you need to be for anyone else, but who you need to be for yourself. It's very yeah, my video cut out then. So I just pulled the Six of Wands, which is a success. So despite going through all this, you're going to come out a little bit better. Obviously, when you've been through a battle, there are wounds there, and not, you know, it's still an achievement, and there are still people beside you that care, that are there to support you and lift you up. And then finally, the Five of Pentacles, which is reinforcing that, really, because the Five of Pentacles is like being left out in the cold. And if you see, this is the church, so it's the safety, the sanctuary. So there is sanctuary there, and there is safety. You just need to look and find where that is. And sometimes that is about reflecting on who we are, who, you know, are we being truthful? Are we being honest? Do we have, are we reflecting ourselves in the most authentic way that we can do so? Because if we're around people who don't know who we are, they can't assist us to the best ability, and we won't end up in the right place for us. And in this case, that toady thing is dragging Alice off, and she knows she needs to be in the sanctuary of that church. She needs to be there, and she needs some form of healing or prayer or something with her. And maybe it's even absolution, which is coming to mind. I don't know why that would be. So let's look at the clarifiers. Page of Swords in reverse. Come up again in a reading. So you have got some mental blocks. You're finding it difficult to find the solutions to your problems. And this is probably because some of those problems are coming in the format of third parties. There's this juggling with money. There's this sense of betrayal. And there's this overgiving to people because you're perhaps pressing on with your projects, but you are ignoring the fact that you need to take a rest and you need some form of healing. Page of Pentacles. So a couple of pages here. Pages are all about messages, and this pentacle is bringing you in an offer of something. I wonder what it would be. So you've got a mental block somewhere. You're not getting the ideas where you need to be. And here comes the Page of Pentacles bringing you something. An offer could be actually materialistic. Could be just something money-wise. Oh, and we've got the Two of Cups in reverse again. So that's the second time that's appeared. So this offer is perhaps going to replace, we've got an idea and there's an offer coming in, and it's perhaps going to replace a missing partnership. So I don't think this is relationship is in a romantic relationship. I feel like it's a friendship, another form of relationship, a business partnership, and there's an offer. It could be an offer of apology. This can be an apology, sometimes more from the cups, but you know, it is an offer of something that's going to mean something to you. And I think it's going to fill the gap where this betrayal occurred. It's going to give you a way forward. Five of Wands, yeah. So you're no longer going to have to fight for what you need. You're not going to have to fight for that. Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, whatever it is eating away at your happiness and at your emotional comfort. That's being held down. It's you're holding on to these emotions just because you're trying to almost fast forward into the next bit because there's a sense of discomfort. Now we've got the Queen of Swords again, came up in this week's reading. She is gonna speak up. You are gonna speak up. Or sometimes this can represent a legal issue. So if this betrayal was something legal, it was an employment thing, you're going to hear a judgment from that shortly. Temperance, again, balance. Massive emphasis on balancing yourself. You can't just look outside of yourself. You can't just think, I'm going to plow into my family, my friends, my lover, because you need this balance yourself. And here I see these angel wings behind. This is your guides helping you here. So you need to be meditating. You need to be reflecting. You need to be pouring into yourself, even if by pouring, that means you find the place to rest, find the place to heal, and find a way to heal this hurt that you've got. Because without that, you're going to not be able to move forward as well as you might want to. So, you know, I think everyone feels like that when they go through a hurt and they feel that they've been let down by people around them. But, you know, it's very difficult. Maybe you need counselling. Queen of Wands there. Yeah, this has taken the edge off your normal vibrancy. You're really struggling with that. And it's blocking your creativity, your entrepreneurial creativity. King of Swords there, another sword. So we've got the King and Queen of Swords, and that is a lot of mental activity. It's a lot of direction. It's a need for you to stay focused on what it is you want. 100%. This is about you directing your life, how you want it to be directed. So let's look at these. Let's look at these oracle cards. Wow. So I'm really sorry that you're going through, you know, if you've listened to this and this resonates with you, you're going through this difficult time. If you're not going through a difficult time, everything's buzzy, this is not for you. This is somebody that is going through that right now. We've got the Healer of the Ages. And we've just seen these two cards here about healing. So this reading is for someone that's going through quite a lot of hurt. That is, there was a reference to the Five of Pentacles. I don't normally take that as a religious thing, but if you are spiritual, because of this church in here, I'm sort of getting that. And I said absolution earlier. So there may be something you need absolution for. And I do not have, I've got the book here. I kind of want to have a look at that and see. It's card 51, if that means anything to anybody. Might be your age, just might be a number 6 also, which is about receiving 6. It says here, this powerful being represents the force of the ancient wisdom and profound healing. The light of divine consciousness pours from his hands and heart, flowing to you with love and powerful healing intentions. Amazing entity is with you now, bringing resolution to physical, mental and emotional ills, helping to unblock stuck energy, revitalize your force. You may have felt a strong presence recently, or you just may be opening up to this wonderful sensation now. You can call upon the missionary of miraculous transformation whenever you need vitality, balance or renewal. Know at the deepest level an important healing is taking place. Yeah, so you know how crying is cathartic. This is all about that process of going through things that you didn't know perhaps that are lodged with you. But I feel like this is something that's happened relatively recently. There's an affirmation here. It says, the powerful healing of eternal love is with me now and always. Divine consciousness fills every cell. And I am whole, healthy, vital and at peace. It's to take some time to regroup and put your own healing first. So this is, again, another reinforcement of this message about putting yourself first. Whether you're facing mental, emotional, physical, or even digestive patterns, even addictive patterns, but maybe you have got digestive issues as well, call upon the healing of the ages to bring this energy to the issues you're working on. Quiet your mind and feel the vibration, bringing you warmth and healing, light, clearing away any dark or hurting space. Repeat this meditation and patience. I'll put that in the comments and also on the video when I edit it. Yeah, also know divine love can heal you in the blink of an eye and the blink of a belief. Okay, so a reinforcing message. Now, get wild. That is about connecting to nature. It's also what I said earlier about touching on authenticity, and the emotional child element of you that needs healing, but also how children, before they start going to school, they're very themselves. So this is a reminder again to connect with yourself, to make sure you're not over-giving to other people, because this is not the time to be doing that. This is definitely not the time to be doing that. You need to be doing that for yourself. And then be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. I think my dog ate that once. Or the child. So this is, again, this reminder to stay true to who you are. This has been a little heavy reading for me as a reader, but this is definitely a time for you to connect in with yourself, to sort of batten down the hatches, and bring some sense of cohesiveness, I want to say. So I feel like it's that you need to try and regroup with everything you're going through, and then also by connecting in with what you need is going to help you create that outer world that you need, that is less over-giving. You know, nothing wrong with giving to people, but we're not in a place to do that when we are being depleted of our own energies. We need to have our energies upright. So I'm sorry, I do, as you know, do private readings. I do have not loads of space for them at the moment, but I've got some. So you can always DM me through my Instagram